I'm sure everyone knows that 2017 was a pretty big year for gaming. I mean, come on, the Nintendo Switch just came out and we got amazing games like Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. But what about the Blue Blur? Well, there were two games released that year. One of which was Sonic Mania, which not only received positive reviews, but it also revived the idea of exclusively 2D Sonic games. And there's another, Sonic Forces. Oh boy. So much wasted potential. You know, I don't think the developers even tried in this one. Look, this wasn't as terrible as, let's say, Rise of Lyric, and there weren't many noteworthy performance issues like in 06. However, this game was rushed to meet the release date of November 2017 for some reason, which ultimately caused this game to get its hate. And to be honest, for the most part, I think it's well deserved. Like, come on, literally all of the effort and budget went into the soundtrack. Oh, and Zavok's boss fight. Like, seriously, what the hell? That is probably, like, the best boss fight in the entire game. And also, I think it's stupid how you have to buy a bunch of comics just to understand this game's lore. More on that later. If you've stuck by this channel for a while, you probably know I've done a Let's Play of this game 2 years ago, back when I was just starting on being a YouTuber. Before you ask, yes, this was before I knew how to edit and I kept getting interrupted non-stop. But back then, I was content with the game since I haven't really played that many Sonic games at the time. But then I played games like Frontiers and Unleashed and Generations. I later replayed this and, to be honest, this game doesn't really hold up well. This video will be broken up into sections starting with the gameplay, which we'll get to right now. The gameplay is similar to what most Sonic games have been getting in the meta era, with both 3D and 2D sections in each level. But just like in Sonic Colors, the levels are so short that they can be finished in less than 2 minutes. Remember in a game like, let's say Sonic Unleashed, just to name an example, has levels that are at least 5 minutes? I mean, yeah, Eggman Land was just downright hell, but I think you get my point. There are only 33 levels in this game if you don't count the bonus levels, all of which are short and take little effort to beat. And not to mention, most of these levels feel like repeats of each other, as they all have the same 5 areas we've already seen in this game. Oh, I forgot to mention, I played this game on the Switch, but the game ran decently for the most part, but I want to show you something. What the hell? Yep. During my most recent replay, this happened. But yeah, that was really the only glitch I caught. So there isn't really much to say about the gameplay, so how about we move on to the story? I guess I'll start with the episode Shadow stuff, since that happened first. At first it's pretty hype that we're playing as Shadow because we all know he's the coolest. But then you realize in the gameplay, he's basically just a recolor of Sonic.
Boring!
As you probably know, there are only 3 levels in that section, one of which reveals Infinite's villain origin story in a disappointing manner. Like seriously, we go from expecting him to be a badass successor to Mephiles. It turns out he's just some random ass jackal with a superiority complex.
I am not weak!
Shadow pulls an Itachi by calling Infinite weak and pathetic, which led Infinite to be like, I am not like the other boys. I am the ultimate edgelord. That, my friends, is pretty much his character in a nutshell. Also, apparently Infinite's face isn't important enough to show since they hid it during the cutscene, but whatever.
Not even Sonic will be able to stand against me now.
Uh-oh, he pressed the Sonic button. Fast forward to the beginning of the story, which reveals that Eggman is attacking villages and... Wait a minute. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Help them! What, are Eggman's robots immune to fox hairs now? What the hell? Whatever. I guess this game isn't called Tails Forces for a reason, cause Sonic's here. Oh cool, it's the ultimate edgelord with a bunch of baddies we've seen before. And Zavok. Really? They brought back Zavok, of all people, and not Mephiles the Dark? Fun fact, Mephiles was actually in the original draft for Sonic Forces. They just removed him from the script for some reason. Whatever.
Huh? Whoa, this guy is faster than Sonic!
That's impossible. No one is faster than Sonic except for my OC Blood Rain.
who is so fast that he makes fast look slow, and can also crap out Chaos Emeralds because he's pretty much God, and he's also pregnant with Sonic's child despite being a male. But yeah, it was like 5v1, so Sonic got his ass beat. When Sonic got captured, apparently all hope was lost. Like, what? I mean, last time I checked, pretty much everyone has similar and potentially better abilities than Sonic himself. I mean, yeah, Sonic is the fastest, but pretty much everyone here can at least keep up with him, in terms of speed. And also, what's Silver doing here? Doesn't he live in the future that was destroyed by Iblis? I mean, I guess we haven't seen him in a couple games, and they gotta pay Quentin Flynn somehow. Oh wait, this was explained in the comics. You realize they could have easily just brought it up in the game instead of forcing the player to consume external media if they want to know certain aspects of the game. But anyway, now I can finally make my cringe OC canon.
Yes!
Alright, Blood Rain the Wolf. That's my OC. Oh yeah, I must mention that 90% of the customizable outfits you get for your avatar just straight up suck. But the whole character customization thing is a cool concept though. Anyway, Sonic is alive.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
Apparently he's been tortured for the last 6 months, but when we see him, he looks completely fine. Oh, but first...
Sonic, help me!
We'll talk about this scene later. But anyway, classic Sonic appears and, to be honest, he's just there. Like seriously, you could just remove him from the game and pretty much nothing would have changed. But no, Generations made us a lot of money, so let's do it again! But yeah, that was it for Chaos. We don't get a boss fight or nothing. He just gets taken out by classic Sonic and the plot just moves on.
Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you?
What the fuck?
Let the scene from Generations explain this.
We're traveling through time and space!
Yes, classic Sonic is actually Sonic from the past. He is not alternate dimension Sonic like this game says he is. And since this game canonically takes place after Generations, as you can see from the fact Tails recognizes him, you'd think they'd say, oh wow, it's Sonic from the past. If you're gonna shoehorn in classic Sonic, at least get his lore right, you fucking donkey.
Heck, it's good to see any Sonic.
So this Sonic would be okay? But anyway, we see Sonic again.
Foolish Hedgehog. Getting out of your chains does not make you free.
Actually, that's like the definition of free. But whatever, best boss fight in the game coming right up. But yeah, afterwards we experience the first moment of this game that shows us the power of friendship and anime bullshit.
Time for the two of us to team up. It doesn't matter what obstacles they put in our way. We'll blow past everything they throw at us.
Say what you want, Fist Bump is a banger. Anyway, it's Infinite's time to shine.
Oh, great! See, Infinite? Now we're getting to know each other. So, what's your favorite color? Do you like long, romantic walks on the beach? What's the source of your power? You can skip the first two questions if you like.
Okay, not gonna lie, that was actually kind of funny. But yeah, the first Infinite boss fight is kind of neat. Simple, but neat.
Impossible. Your abilities exceed your previous data.
Unlike mechs, I can grow. I get more powerful every second.
Okay, so phrasing like that leads me to believe Infinite was created by Eggman, but he wasn't. I guess maybe Infinite analyzed the data on Sonic thanks to Eggman's research or something? I don't know. But no, classic Sonic. I forgot he was here. So we fight Eggman for the first time. Quality! But yeah, everything's gonna go to shit in 3 days, so I wonder what that's all about.
It's been generations since I seen you. You okay?
Damn bro, you got the whole squad laughing. Anyway, Shadow's back. I wonder if he gets the boss fight this time. Oh, I guess not. But yeah, what the hell has Shadow been doing these past 6 months? You'd think Rouge would have tried contacting the Resistance saying something like, the Shadow working with Infinite is a fake, I have the real one doing whatever the game has him doing for 6 months straight. But now to Operation Big Wave.
Who cares what it's called? What's important is to have a well-thought-out strategy.
Wait, did they leave a voice crack in the game? That's just hilarious. Seriously, that reminds me of that scene in Devil May Cry.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Anyway,
I thought up this strategy in about a minute and a half.
For some reason, I don't buy that. And as expected, Operation Big Wave fails miserably. But yeah, Infinite Round 2, baby. The fight is alright. And if you have a Fire Wispin, you could take him out easily. But yeah, apparently your Cringe OC has the power to counter Infinite's Phantom Ruby because he has one of his own. Okay. After a few levels, Metal Sonic enters the fray, and would you look at that, he actually gets a boss fight. Let's see what this is about.
Me too, huh? Eggman's new invention is a real pain in the neck.
What the hell is that?
And also, that's it for Metal. Seriously, one lane boss fight and he turns into the redstone blocks in Minecraft. Later on, the Death Egg gets destroyed, meaning the Phantom Ruby is useless. Or so you thought. We then find out about the whole null space thing, which is basically an ability that seems to have come out of nowhere. And oh no, Sonic and your Cringe OC get sucked in.
Tisk tisk. Since you always destroy the power source of my weapons, I decided to learn from my mistakes.
Wow, that's actually smarter than like 90% of rated ENG villains. But yeah, null space. I wonder how our heroes are gonna get out of this one.
This isn't where we were meant to end up. Let's head back. Everyone's waiting for us. Double boost! We got this! Keep it up, partner! Nothing can contain the two of us at max power. Not even null space. Sup, everyone? I missed this place.
I'm Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! And I have the power of friendship and anime bullshit on my side. It's basically this whole section in a nutshell. Like seriously, that was the whole null space level. And now for the final act. So apparently Eggman's diabolical plan was to pull a Majora, but this time with a sun and use it to kill everyone. Say Eggman, you are gonna move out of the way, right? But don't worry, cause your Cringe OC can still save the day. And now we got the level in the game with my favorite song. Or at least one of my favorite stage songs. But after that, everyone just seems chill that they're gonna die. Like, you'd think everyone would be panicking if a sun was slowly falling down on the earth. Actually, they shouldn't even be standing, they should be fried by now. But whatever, this is a rated E game, so I'm not gonna question it. And I guess that's a good thing, cause the sun vanishes. And now we fight Infinite one last time. The first two fights were solid, so don't let me down with this one. That is literally just Metal Sonic reskinned. And as I already said, that fight was already lousy. That, my friends, is how you know this game is rushed.
No, wait. I can still fight.
And that was Infinite, everyone. No, seriously, that's it. They killed off Infinite right here, just so they can make Eggman the final boss for the upteenth time. But yeah, to the final boss. It is a 3-phase boss and it's alright, I guess. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's not bad like Dark Gaia in Unleashed or the Time Eater in Generations. But again, it's really nothing to scream about. Though the Death Egg robot's design in the 3rd phase is pretty sick though, not gonna lie. Also, it gives us the triple boost, another power of friendship bullshit. Also, did they just leave Eggman to die in null space? I mean, he did manage to escape the timeless void after Generations, so it's fine. He comes back in Frontiers anyway. Speaking of Sonic Frontiers, remember what I said during my Sonic Frontiers boss ranking? The first boss in Sonic Frontiers is at least 1,000 times more climatic and cinematic than the entirety of Sonic Forces. And to this day, I still believe that. Anyway, the war is over and your Cringe OC leaves. The end. Oh boy. Well, let us get to the next section in today's video. Sonic Forces is filled to the brim with character flanderization. But let's talk about who had it the worst. Why, none other than Tails, of course. This fox fought Chaos 4 back in Sonic Adventure, and yet he is pissing himself and crying out for Sonic at the start of Chaos 0, which by the way is Chaos's weakest form. I mean, yeah, I guess he was redeemed in Sonic Frontiers, but you get my point. Tails in this game was just a complete pussy. I mean, look at the scene here. He's over here cowering with the civilians over Eggman's robots, only for Sonic to beat them effortlessly. Remember when Tails was useful? Remember when you could play as Tails and use him to take out the baddies? Luckily, judging from the route Frontiers is going, Tails will finally get his time to shine once again. There are other characters who were flanderized in this game, but they were never really as bad as Tails' case. And it's mainly because characters like Knuckles, for example, were already reduced to mere background characters. Oh, I should also talk about Sonic himself while I'm here. To be honest, it's kinda what you expect from Sonic in the 2010s. He never takes anything seriously, he tells lame jokes all the time, and he's just overall annoying. But while I'm on the topic of characters, I think one deserves his own section. Don't you agree? When I first heard of this villain, I knew he had potential. This man cloned some of Sonic's most formidable enemies and used them all against him, and apparently he can make an infinite amount of them, hence the name Infinite. Throughout the game, he is built up as this seemingly unstoppable guy that is much edgier than Shadow the Hedgehog and Sasuke Uchiha combined. But since this is Sonic Forces I'm talking about, disappointment arrives, surprise surprise. And this can especially be applied in the final act. The final fight against Infinite is just Metal Sonic reskinned, which was already a lousy boss battle. But after that, they just kill him off cause they want to make Eggman the final boss for the upteenth time. Like seriously, that's it. Infinite's dead. I know some of you might compare him to Zant from Twilight Princess, but at least Zant had more to his character than narcissistic edgelord. And spoiler alert, he reappears in the end as a symbolism to Ganondorf's fate, showing that Zant got the last laugh. Infinite gets none of that. He's just thrown to the side because Sonic has to fight Baldy McNosehair. You know who else faces that same fate? The Deadly Six from Lost World. But at least the Deadly Six weren't meant to be taken seriously, unlike Infinite. There are also plenty of moments in the game where it seems like Infinite was originally written as one of Eggman's creations. Like, it seems he wasn't supposed to be an organic life form until they made Episode Shadow and the Rise of Infinite comic. Even Infinite's backstory was just pathetic. Like what, he becomes this egotistical, power-hungry edgelord because Shadow kicked his ass and called him weak? 10 out of 10 writing right there. Speaking of Shadow, why the hell would Infinite create a clone of Shadow to fight alongside him anyway? And that leads me to my next complaint, the Phantom Ruby. He never utilizes it properly. Why bring back Chaos Zero and Metal Sonic when you could instead bring back Perfect Chaos and the Metal Overlord? Oh, I know why. Because Infinite has a massive ego. He just has to be the best because that's literally all there is to his character. Oh well, at least the voice acting is good. But then again, this is Liam O'Brien we're talking about. The guy who voiced Asura, Gara, Zaz, and many more. But the thing is, an excellent voice actor and a badass design can only carry so much, you know? Infinite had so much potential. Not just as a villain, but also as a character. I hope they bring back Infinite in the future. That way the developers would have an opportunity to redeem his character. But as of now, I hereby declare Infinite as the most underwhelming Sonic villain. Yes, even more underwhelming than the end from Frontiers. Alright, I've said what I had to say, so let us plug it all in. Alrighty, final verdict. Sonic Forces is a victim of poor and rushed writing. And the same can be said for most of the meta-era Sonic games. I mean, I guess the dialogue wasn't as bad as something like Colors or Lost World, but it's still relatively poor if you compare it to Frontiers or most pre-meta Sonic games. I've dug through the Sonic Forces prequel comic series, and don't get me wrong, they aren't bad reads, but I shouldn't have to read all those just to understand the story. Like, I didn't even know these comics existed until just recently. Think about it, I'm willing to bet most people who played this game had no knowledge about the comics. Shari5 brought up an excellent point about how stupid it is to make external media required to understand the plot. Yes, I know Legendary tends to make prequel comics for their MonsterVerse series, but the difference here is that they are not required to understand the movies. Hell, they're just there to expand on the lore and flesh out some of the scenes. Anyway, this isn't necessarily the worst Sonic game. I mean, in the end, I still had fun playing it. But if you compare it to other Sonic games in terms of story, it's fucking trash. Okay, maybe trash is a bit harsh. It is the embodiment of wasted potential. Roll credits. But yeah, to plug it all in, I rate Sonic Forces a 5 out of 10. It had a promising start, but it just fell apart midway through. But I think that'll do it for this video. Despite what I said about this game, I still had a fun time revisiting this and putting the script together, so if you want to see more game reviews, let me know in the comments below which game I should tackle in the future. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, chump!